Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Bill with Weight Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday afternoon. As you can see in the background, I am not in my home office. I'm actually up in Santa Rosa Plateau. I'm doing a 3.5-mile hike today, up and down hills. So every couple times a week, Emily and I like to do that. Today, though, I'm soloing it. But guys, I wanted to get on today because there is it's a topic out there that's pretty, people are always talking about, and I hear, and we hear it all the time. And it's about why does losing weight have to be so confusing? I'm going to kind of get up here so you guys can see in the background where I'm at. You guys can see there I'm at this at Santa Rosa. But anyway, the topic is very hot, and we hear it all the time. And you know what, guys? You're right. Losing weight is very confusing, and the reason for that is because of social media, because of the media itself, because of all the diet books that are out there, also because of all the diet gurus that are out there. And then also you got the supplement companies that are advertising their products that are designed to actually help you guys lose weight. And so you got your fat burners, your meal replacements, and so forth. Then you have your MLMs out there that are also selling a lot of these weight loss supplements too. And so what happens there is you get these people that may have seen some effect on it at the very beginning. They get excited about it and they see that they can make a little bit of money. They really don't have any health background at all. They're just learning from whatever company they're with. That's what they're learning their health from. So they really don't understand the physiology of the body and how the body works. And so you're right, it gets very confusing. And actually, guys, you know, it's not really that confusing if you understand the physiology of the body and how it works. If you understand that, you know, our ancestors, they were in great shape. They didn't have the issues they have nowadays. They didn't have all these different kind of diets, like your calorie restricted diets, or like your calories in, calories out diets, where you bring in less calories and do more cardio on the back end. So you know, they just that seems to be an issue out there. So if you look at our ancestors and how they controlled their weight, then it might make a little more sense that the root cause of the issue that most of you are probably having, because you've gained all that weight back because you've done one of those expensive diets. I just talked to somebody yesterday that actually went through a program where it cost them so much a month. Yes, they did lose some weight at the very beginning, but obviously you can't do that the rest of your life, and you can't keep spending that money the rest of your life. And so obviously 6, 7, 8 months, a year down the line, what happens? They gain the weight back and more. And you can see what I'm talking about here, because obviously those Western diets, or those restricted diets, or those fad diets that the celebrities are doing, they're just not working, because right now 2/3 of our country is overweight or obese. So obviously whatever you're doing out there is not working. So got to find another way to do it, and there is another way. Let's go back to our ancestors. Let's go back on how they were able to control their weight, how they were able to, why they didn't have cancer or degenerative diseases like type 2 diabetes and so forth. It's because they don't overeat, and they're not eating every 2 hours, you guys. And so the body is not designed to eat that many meals per day. The body wasn't designed to eat every 2 hours. It wasn't designed to eat 4 or 5 meals a day. You know, the body needs time. The digestive tract needs time to rest, and that's where we have to get into the physiology of the body to understand that the digestive tract needs time to rest, and that time of resting means there's no food in the stomach. That's what it means. And that's when it actually goes through the repairing process too, also. And so there's 3 protocols that Emily and I have been using now for over a year. We've been able to get to our weight loss goals or our body fat goals in that year in a short amount of time, actually. And the 3 protocols are very inexpensive. I mean, the first one is we're drinking therapeutic water that's detoxing us on a daily basis. That's helping us flush out inflammation, which will cause obesity and weight gain. We're intermittent fasting and doing extended fasting, which means we're controlling the root cause of why most of you gained your weight back, and that's that hormone insulin. We're also controlling the hormones that are sabotaging those diets that most of you have been on and that you failed. And then we've combined it with ketogenic meals, and that's when the magic really started. And guys, it's intermittent fasting is free. So, those of you that are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month on those supplements that are supposed to be fat burners, those supplement programs or those meal replacement programs, you got to look at it. What are they telling you? They're telling you, okay, in order to lose weight, you got to take X amount of supplements. So, and you got to drink this, and you got to have a recovery drink, and you got to have a detoxing drink. And all of a sudden, you look on your counter, and what do you got? You got a whole counter full of supplements. Well, where's the real food that you're supposed to be eating? Do you think your body is really that stupid? No, it's not. So that's why those types of diets, they just don't work long term, and they never will. So let's step back into our ancestors' age. Let's go back and see what works. Well, what works and what controls your weight and what your body will actually utilize and what your body will do, and your body already has its own built-in mechanisms to keep your weight down. But what we've done is the Western diet, or all these diets that are out there, is sabotaging that, and that's why they don't work. And that's why 2/3 of the country here, or 2/3 of the people in the United States, are overweight, is because they've gotten away from real food. That's the problem. And then what they're doing is they're eating too much. They're eating too much during the day. Their portions are too big, so obviously the body's not gonna. How are you gonna lose weight doing that? You've basically lost control of the hormone that's causing you to gain weight. That's the bottom line, guys. And so it's very simple. What we do is we will educate people on first their water, because that's very important. Water is the essence of life. Water is actually, science has always shown that water has helped people lose weight. Problem is you're drinking water that is toxic. So we have to show people, okay, you need to change the type of water you're drinking. Okay, the second thing is we introduce them to intermittent and extended fasting. We educate them on the science about that, how that actually is beneficial, and there's humongous amount of health benefits from doing that. And it's body's natural way of repairing itself, and it's body's natural way of detoxing, and at the same time, you're going to learn how to spike your own growth hormones. I'm not talking about supplement, add muscle pills or injections. I'm talking about your own growth hormones that you can produce yourself for free. And then once you've been on the intermittent fasting and the extended fasting and you're educated on how that works, then we will actually introduce you to ketogenic meals. All that is a high fat diet, high good fat, moderate protein. I'm going to be specific. I'm talking moderate protein. I'm not talking about Atkins, guys. That's how most of you screw up on the ketogenic diets, is because you're too much into the Atkins. It's not about the protein, guys, not at all. And also you have very low, we also eat very low carbs. Now that's another issue. You guys get confused when I'm saying low carbs. I'm saying I'm taking out starchy carbs. I'm not taking out your vegetable carbs. No, I'm taking out starchy carbs. Starchy carbs are going to cause you to increase insulin. Insulin is the root cause of why you're gaining weight. We got to keep that at a baseline or lower. How do we do that? We eliminate starchy carbs. But the vegetable carbs, eat as much as you want. I mean, we've experimented with portions, and actually I have found that I can eat as much vegetables I want on a ketogenic meal and still keep my carbs within the grams that I need to keep my carbs, to keep my insulin at a baseline or lower. Very simple. The suggestion, though, is a lot of you that are confused about weight loss and what you should do and what program you should follow. You know what? Why just make it simple? You know, just go ahead, just get some advice. You know, I suggest that you get yourself a weight loss consultant for 90 days. One that is educated in molecular water, and one that's educated in intermittent fasting and extended fasting, and one that's very educated, or that is educated in the ketogenic meals. And also find the one that is doing it himself, and find the one that has actually experienced losing the weight on it and have felt the health benefits, and who have actually felt the increase of energy, and who is adding lean muscle. And I'll have to give you advice on that one. That's going to be hard to find. It really is, because there's not too many out there. But that's what Emily and I are doing now. We've actually started up our online personal training so that we can educate people on how to lose weight long term, not short term. But we want to educate them, and it takes about 90 days. So if you're given the tools, if you're taking, and it's very inexpensive. I mean, it's going to be cheaper to go that route than it is to try all these different supplements and meal replacement drinks and fat burners and diets and those monthly diets. It's going to be cheaper in the long run. It's going to be healthier. You're actually going to be eating real live foods. You're going to be drinking water that is therapeutic to the body, that's actually not, it doesn't have toxic chemicals in it. So most of you know that the bottled water and the city water is all toxic. So why not just start off right the first time? You're gonna spend a little bit of money for 90 days. It's not that expensive, but in the long run, you're going to be healthy, and it's long term, and you're going to be able to control the hormone that causes you to gain weight after you've been on an eating program, and you're going to understand how it works. You know, that's what I suggest. So message us if you'd like more info on it. You can go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry for more health videos about these 3 protocols that Emily and I have come up with to help others. But as far as being confused, I was confused too when I was competing years ago, because we were trying so many different ways to get our body fat off. So I actually have to say I was confused also. So anyway, but right now, guys, I hope you saw some value in this. I'm gonna tell you that I am in I'm probably 20 hours into my fasting now. I've just completed my 3.5 hour or actually 3.5 miles of hiking. So I'm sitting on a bench overlooking the valley and the hills, which is absolutely gorgeous. I've got my electrolyzed reduced water here that I'm sipping on. There it is right there. It's in my energized bottle. The reason why is because electrolyzed reduced water has energy. So I'm putting energy back into my body as I finish my hike. Those of you that might be thinking, wow, 20 hours of fasting and you're hiking and you went 3.5 miles, you must be starving. Nope, I'm not starving at all. Actually, I'm not hungry at all either. But I did bring, let's see, where is that? I did bring my good fat mixed nuts. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to finish off my fasting. I like to prime my stomach first before I have a meal after a fast. So I'm going to prime it with these mixed nuts. I'm going to chew them up really, really good, because I want to get the good fat from the nuts and the protein from the nuts, but I also want to activate the enzymes in my gut to get them started. But I'll probably have my first meal in about a half hour when I get down the bottom of the hill. So that way I've activated the enzymes and the hydrochloric acid for digestion in my stomach before I have my main meal, and then I'll have my main meal. So guys, that's what we do. So obviously, in my 20-hour fast, I'm not dead. I'm still here. I'm not starving. And I've got about probably a quarter of a mile left to walk to get to my car. So I've got plenty of energy to make it to my car. So guys, those of you that think that intermittent fasting is not healthy for you, that you're going to starve to death, that you're going to lose lean muscle mass because you're not eating as much as you were before, well, who's ever telling you that, you need to walk away from them, because they have no idea how the physiology of the body works and how the digestive tract works. Okay, guys, so you guys have a great day, and I'm going to sign off here, and we'll see you guys next time around. Have a good one. Bye.